Hey people, today is a different day. It's a voting day. So I myself and other people are feeling anxious. And today my mother and my sister and myself, we took a little country drive and went out there and listened to the quietness and the fresh air and looked at the trees and the meadows. We just took a drive out today on this voting day to kind of chill. So when I came home, enjoying this wonderful trip with my sister and my mother, I thought to myself, what is a good way to just kick back and feel great? And I remembered a very good recipe. It's called the pineapple shake. And I actually got this from A Place to Heal, which is a website on the internet that I've been following her very closely. She has a lot of natural and organic remedies and methods, and she's very knowledgeable. So I will say that this recipe is from A Place to Heal. So first we will start with parsley, number one. Pineapple, already cut up from your local store, either Walmart, Save Mart, or wherever, that's affordable. Pineapple. And celery. And you can actually get either regular celery or organic. So we're going to start with cutting the pineapple up. So I have here in my small little kitchen a cup. So I'm going to take the pineapple and this trusty knife I've had for many, many years and start cutting. So you take the pineapple, they're in chunks. You want to maybe cut them up in 3 pieces so it will be easy to put in the cup. And you guys, I just love this recipe. It's very soothing and it's excellent for the kidneys, and pineapple is excellent for digestion, and pineapple is just a very good, wonderful, juicy fruit. So I'm cutting these pieces up and putting them, they're nice and juicy too, and putting them in the cup. We want to do 2 cups of pineapple. So I'm cutting it up. Maybe one more. And folks, here's my trusty blender. I've had it for years, but it's never failed me yet. So cross your fingers. And here actually is 1 cup of pineapple. I dump it in, and we go for the 2nd cup of pineapple. And they're fairly easy to cut because they're nice and juicy and fresh. So you don't really have to wrestle with them. Maybe I spoke too soon. So I'm cutting these up again and making the 2nd cup. Pineapple, if you Google pineapple, it's good for so many things. Pineapple is just great. And it's naturally sweet. And if you do a little research, you find out that pineapple is excellent for the kidneys. A very good, just gives you energy and vitality and makes you feel rejuvenated. Here is the 2nd cup. Next, the recipe calls for 2 stalks of celery. Only 2. So that's 1. And that's 2. So of course you always rinse off your celery. Make sure you get all the dirt off the bottom. Shake it off. Give it a good shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, shake it off. And bring it back over to your cutting table. Now, I tend to slice these right on the counter because my counter is made like this. Or you could have a cutting board. So I take my celery. That's 2 stalks of celery. I cut off the bottom and toss it. And here we go. I have it face up or face down, whichever way. I cut it face down. And get to chopping. Let's see here. So here we go with the second stalk. I already cut up the first stalk. Here's the second stalk. And toss the rest. So that's your 2 stalks of celery. Celery is excellent. Good for cleansing the body, cleansing the blood. Just gives you rejuvenation and restoration and everything. Okay, so I set my rest of the pine. And the next is 2 small handfuls of parsley. So I'm going to take it as so. And I want to take, kind of, divide it away from the handful. Take my hand and measure that. I mean, that's a good size. That's about a handful right there. You want to make it a giant handful. Now, for those of you that are not really into cleansing, you might want to start out with just 1 handful of parsley, but 2 will really give you a bang. Gives you that refreshing feeling. So I'm going to do 2. So that's about a handful. So I'm going to run this under water. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Come back over here. Take my knife and see where it begins with the flowers. I'm going to cut off the bottom of it all at once. Toss that. And toss it in the blender. Now with me, I usually want to do 2 handfuls, but I'm going to make this handful a little bit smaller. Not as big as the first one. See, that's maybe a little bit more. I love the smell of parsley. That's about right. You don't want to overdo it. That's about a handful. Maybe take a little bit out of this. Wash it off. Take the handful. There we go. We're cutting it off right where the flowers stop. And stuff it in there. Now for those of you that have the fancy blenders that really chop stuff, chop it up good, that's to your advantage. My daughter just bought like this special kind of blender. I can't think of the name of it, but it really chops up stuff really good. So you always want to keep your area nice and, nice and clean and neat looking. Okay, so we're almost there, people. Next, we're going to do 2 cups of water. So now you want to use, of course, either spring or drinking water. 2 cups. So here's the first cup. That's 1. Here's the second cup. And 2. And set it over there. You always want to try and drink as much spring water or purified water as you can these days, because you never know what's in water. So now we have the pineapple, the celery, the parsley. Let's see here. My hand, let's see here. So now we have everything in there, and especially that two handfuls of parsley. You want to make them, just medium size, not gigantic handfuls. And this is the greatest. Trader Joe's organic unfiltered honey. It's really great, and honey does a lot of things that are very positive for the system and very nourishing. And you know that one thing about honey, it never goes rotten. It never spoils. Honey can just be that way for years and years and years. There must be something good about it. So you take 2 tablespoons. There you go. That's 1. And here's the second one. Delicious. Organic unfiltered honey. You don't want to put more than 2. I think it would be too much sweetness if it's more than 2. Alright, so I think, and also I put aside some ice. I put like 3 cubes. They're just regular size cubes. You just dump them in there. Just to add like a little bit of coolness. And you're ready to roll. So here we go. I'm going to put it on the blender. And start it. Put it on chop. Smoothies chop. And here it goes. So people, it's been blending for a good maybe a couple of minutes. So you want to make sure it gets nice and blended. And it's going to be delicious. So I'm making sure it's nice and creamy. So beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful green. It's some great stuff, I'm telling you. And I'm going to pour 1 tall glass. And my husband absolutely loves this drink. Very good for the kidneys and digestion. That fresh pineapple is very good. And another tall glass. It makes exactly about 2 glasses. And here you have it, the pineapple shake. Let me taste it. Delicious. You guys have a wonderful voting day today, and we'll see what happens.